here we go.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Temple Beth Or. This is a very special Shabbat. Not only do we welcome the Sabbath day, but we also welcome the festival of Sukkot. We're thrilled to be celebrating Shabbat and Sukkot from our very own Sukkot, built in our own homes, in our own backyards. And we hope that you will build either a sukkah, like one that you can dwell in and eat in, or a mini sukkah that can be in our sukkah contest. Just a little advertisement before we get started. Mini sukkah contest on Wednesday, pizza in the hut. Okay, commercial is done. Now, I'm Rabbi Lucy Dinner, Rabbi Leah Citron, Zemer, Lexi Newell, and I are thrilled to worship with you tonight. As we get started, we share just a little bit of Temple Beth or Zoom worship etiquette to make this service a holy service for all of us. First of all, please do keep yourself muted throughout the service, except for when we are in breakout rooms or at the very end of the service. Please set your camera so that we can see your head and your shoulders. And if you need to be away from your camera or to attend to personal needs, please do turn the video off, just like the icon there shows you. We'll go to breakout rooms in a few minutes, and as we do, we want everyone there to unmute themselves, introduce yourselves, share a little bit of Temple Beth or welcoming with one another. But before we do, this is a very special holiday for us. I am sharing, and we will share with throughout the service, stories and iyunim about Sukkot, and I am going to start with the lulav and the etrog. As many of you know, there is a tradition that the lulav contains within it the four elements, all of the elements of plants in the world, of things that grow, and also all of the elements of the body. The myrtle, in the shape of eyes, lets you see out into the beauty in God's world. The willow, in the shape of lips, lets you open your mouth to bless God with glory. And the palm, straight and tall, reminds you that you have the strength in your back to stand up and take on the world. The etrog is in the shape of a heart because we need our heart and soul to join with eyes and lips and backbone to make the world a place that brings us wholeness, in which we can bring wholeness. And so with that, I ask you, as you are going into the breakout rooms, to think about, are you a person that leads from your heart? Are you a person that sees the world with your eyes and waits to take it all in before you react? Are you a person with very strong backbone that faces everything in the world strongly? Are you a person with lips that speak out? So again, as you go into the breakout room, introduce yourself, unmute yourself, and share whether you are heart, lips, backbone, or eyes in your lulav world.
Yeah, of course. Say good Shabbos, everybody.
Joy.
No, Joy.
Yes.
No, don't.
What you guys want? Grandma likes to sleep.
I'm doing a 1 minute now.
Right. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. So you can see the words are on your screen now. Will you join me in singing Turn the World Around? We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Why, so is life. Oh, so is life. Why, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Why, so is life. We come from the Torah, living with the Torah. Go back to the Torah, turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Why, so is life. Oh, so is life. Why, so is life. And we'll add one verse for the Sukkot. We go to the Sukkot, dwelling in the Sukkot. Go back to the Sukkot, turn the world around. We go to the Sukkot, dwelling in our Sukkot. Go back to the Sukkot, turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Why, so is life. Oh, so is life. Why, so is life.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and Chag Sameach. I am coming to you live from my sukkah, so it's a little bit dark perhaps, but alas, it is nighttime, which means that the holiday and Shabbat have begun. And we welcome the beginning of that holiday and this Shabbat with the kindling of the Shabbat candles and the Yom Tov candles, and with the Kiddush to give thanks for this moment and sanctify it. And I am very excited to invite the Beer family, Scott and Robin and Ryan and Jake, on the eve of Ryan being called to Torah as bar mitzvah in the morning, to lead us as we kindle those lights of Shabbat and our Yom Tov.
So I think you're going to light the candles as you light the candles as we say. You want to read with us? I don't know how to read it. Would you like to read?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner v'shel yom tov.
How are you supposed to see this? Kindle the lights of
Now we continue with the Kiddush on page 5 in the prayer book that you have there.
Go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen. L'chaim. We now turn to the blessing that we offer each and every Shabbat, parents over our children. So if you have children or parents nearby or distant but still present in your minds, we offer this blessing.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you.
Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Can you hear Ratzon?
And now we turn to a very special blessing on this occasion for the upcoming wedding of Hillary Pollan and Adam Snager. And Hillary grew up in our congregation and was a leader in our congregation in the days of her youth. And so we are so thrilled to be able to celebrate with you and Adams, and that you're in the area in my alma mater in Chapel Hill. It's okay to mention that. But more than that, we are thrilled to be able to continue the generations of blessings with you and with your family. And so as you prepare for your union, to unite your lives as husband and wife, we take this Shabbat where we look out at the world, where we welcome Sukkot, to say what an appropriate time for the two of you especially to get married. Because both of you care so much for the world, for the idea of repairing the world and making it a better place. And you see that in one another, and you bring that to us as you are uniting your lives. So we are thrilled to offer this prayer for you and for the hope of what your union brings to our community and to the world. I ask God's blessing upon you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's countenance shine upon you and be loving to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you walk with God, seeing God's presence in each other's eyes every day of your life. And may you find wholeness and peace. Amen. And you may kiss your spouse to be.
Oh, no.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
As we turn to our call to worship the Baruch Hu, I invite you to rise as you wish, as your home sanctuary permits.
Yalla lie lie lie, 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 yalla lie lie lie. Barechu et Adonai. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Vaed Le'olam Vaed Yalla lai 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 Yalla lai lai lai. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, goleh Lord mipnei Moshe, goleh Lord mipnei Moshe, v'Moshe mipnei Or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
God is the color of fall leaves and the cool water when you dip your hands in a river. God is the sweet smell of spring flowers. God is love in the world. God is taking the time to help others who are in need. God is choosing to do the right thing even when it is hard. God is love in the world. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed.
We continue with the Ve'ahavta led by our bar mitzvah.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantan levanecha vidibarta bam beshivtecha bevetecha uvletecha vaderech Ushachbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot beineinecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tiskeru, vasitem et kol mitzvotai, hitem kiddushim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, l'hiot lachem le'elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem.
Long ago we were slaves in Egypt. After 10 terrible plagues, Pharaoh finally told Moses that we could be free. We could be free to celebrate Shabbat. We could be free to pray to God. We could be free to be Jewish. Just as we got to the sea, Pharaoh changed his mind again. His chariots and soldiers were coming to take us back to Egypt, back to slavery. Just then the sea parted, and we safely crossed to the other side. We couldn't believe it. Mi chamocha ba'ilim, Adonai. We sang, "Who is like you, Adonai?" Here we are on the eve of Sukkot, where we celebrate in booths in our sukkah, and yet every day we say Hashkivenu, where we ask for Sukkot Shalom, a sukkah or a covering or a protection of peace from God. And the idea is that when we ask for this each day, each night, each Shabbat, the night we recognize can be scary, and having God's presence sort of enveloping us can help make it a little less scary. So in this week, when we sit in our booths, where we appreciate the outdoors, where we acknowledge the impermanence of our shelters, we ask for a different kind of sukkah, but we make the connection knowing that they can come together.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom.
we celebrate Shabbat with the words of Vishamru, we know that at Temple Beth Or, we usually, on the word et, stand up, dance around, circle ourselves around as we celebrate with our whole body. I'm going to suggest tonight you are definitely welcome to do that in your space, but if you happen to have a lulav with you, instead of celebrating by using your body, perhaps you take your lulav and your etrog, and on the word et, you shake them all around.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ונפש, שבת ונפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, מביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
Baruch atah Adonai, who gives light to the world.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה.
You are holy, God. Your name is holy. Those who are holy praise your name every day. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. In your love, Adonai, our God, you have given us Shabbatot of rest, feast of gladness, and seasons of joy. This Shabbat and this festival of Sukkot, season of our thanksgiving. We praise you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat, the house of Israel, and the festivals. And we continue as we conclude our tefillah with the prayer for peace. Shalom.
Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav al Israel.
Now we pause for silent prayer. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there were 3 little Jewish pigs. Now you might know the story of the 3 little pigs, or you might think you know the story of the 3 little pigs, but I'm going to tell you a brand new story you've never heard before about those 3 little pigs. The first pig was celebrating Sukkot in his sukkah straw hut. He got a myrtle branch, and he thought, if any animal out there in the forest tries to bother me during Sukkot, I will open my eyes from my myrtle, and they will give them the evil eye. The second pig was celebrating Sukkot in his wooden sukkah. He too knew that there were animals who might try and shut down his celebration. He got some willow leaves. Yes, he did. And he said, if they try to come after me, why, the wind will blow the willow and those lips will howl and scare them away. The third pig went all out. He built a sukkah with brick walls. He held together a palm branch and an etrog. And he said, if anybody comes after me, I've got this set, because I will shake in all directions of the world. I will shake these elements and it will scare that animal away. Well, as Sukkot began, and as each of the 3 little pigs in their sukkah were lighting the candles for Shabbat and Sukkot, a wolf was listening. And the wolf said, Jewish pigs, who knew? Well, the wolf said, I'm going to go check this out. Yes, I am. So he happened upon the first pig's straw sukkah. He looked at the myrtle branches waving from the stalk, and he was even more intrigued. He knocked on the door and he said, knock, knock, knock. Let me in. And that first little pig said, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. The wolf replied, do it now or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your sukkah down. The little pig picked up his myrtle and he waved the branch to protect himself. I'll wave it at you and you will see, he said. So the wolf huffed and he puffed, and he blew the straw sukkah down, and the poor little pig ran off to his brother's sukkah with his myrtle branches, still keeping an eye on that wolf. Undeterred, the wolf followed and arrived at the second pig's house. There he was in his sukkah, just as the first pig arrived and slammed the sukkah door and said, "Brother, brother, watch out, a wolf is coming." The wolf knocked on the door of that wooden sukkah, knock, 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 and he said, "Let me in." And the second little pig said, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." And the wolf replied, "Do it now, or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your sukkah down." The second little pig took out his willow leaves, and the first pig took out his myrtle leaves, and they waved them all around, and the lips howled in the wind, and the eyes looked out, trying to give the wolf the evil eye. But the wolf wasn't scared, and he huffed and he puffed and he blew that sukkah down. Now the two poor pigs ran off to their brother's house, one with the myrtle branch, one with the willow branch, hoping that that wolf would not follow. They reached their brother's sukkah just in time. They slammed the door, tucked safe, surrounded by those bricks. But right behind them was the big, bad wolf. And you know what happened next. The wolf knocked on the door. They warned their brother of the peril to come. And the third little pig said, "You're not coming in, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." And the third little pig asked his brothers for their willow and their myrtle. And the third little pig took the willow and the myrtle and put it with his lulav and his etrog. And the third little pig said, "You can huff and puff all you want, but my lulav and the etrog will point to all of God's blessings in the world, and you can't hurt us." And so he shook that sukkah as he said his prayers, and the lulav went all the directions of the world, north, south, east, and west, and up and down, and he smelled the sweet smell. And he remembered something important. He opened the door. He said, "Mr. Wolf, you were right. The etrog and the lulav and the myrtle and the willow reminded me that at Sukkot, we thank God for all the blessings and we welcome guests into our home. Who am I to leave you out?" And the wolf came in and sat down with the three little pigs, and they all celebrated Sukkot together. The end. And we all live happily ever after as we celebrate Sukkot and enjoy the blessings of Sukkot together with our lulav and etrog. So if you have a lulav and etrog, definitely get it out now. If you made a little sukkah, just walk into your sukkah. Or if you made a big sukkah, walk into your sukkah. And our first blessing is the blessing for dwelling in the sukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lashev b'sukkah. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to dwell in the sukkah. Amen. And our second blessing for the sukkah is for the mitzvah of shaking the lulav, for reminding us and the world, as we recite this blessing, of all of the blessings that surround us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat lulav. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to raise the lulav. And if Zemer Lexi can bring it all together with us, celebrating this special day with Shehekianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
As we celebrate and recognize the impermanence of our dwellings, we also recognize the impermanence of life that comes when we are ailing. And we offer Misha Berach L'Cholim, the prayer of healing of the sick, for those who are in need of healing, the Shabbat of healing of body, healing of mind, healing of spirit. In particular, we offer this blessing for Paul Agris, Sue Brim, Betty Cross, Sharon Davis, Carlene Dubin, Harav Yisrael Gadal Ben Batya, Molly Freed, Dave Griffith, Anita Lederer, Ray Levine, Wendy Newby, Candy Paul, Rudy Pariser, Jackie Schlesinger, Laura Stein, Bruce Wayne, Alan Weinberg, Bo Wynn, Abel Zalkberg, Yitzchak Shimon, Miriam Gomez Hernandez, and any additional loved ones whom you might add to our chat in this time. We say together, Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh HaCholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, the source of healing. We turn now to the words of Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשינו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We turn now to remembering those who are no longer among the living. As a community, we mourn the recent deaths of Maria Soki Rivera Colon, Mary S. Hadaya, Lillian Haber, Henrietta Schwartz, and we commemorate the yahrzeit this Shabbat of Jean E. Alper, Ann T. Ashburn, Max Bond, Pablo Brambier, Harold Dinner, Toby Farkas, William Forden, Shirley Gordon, Judith Grace Harrell, Rebecca Bader Holtzman, David Roger Kahn, Joseph Karp, Florence Lofchi, Rose Millman, Sydney E. Oberdorfer, Jane Perry, Ethel Ruth Pike, Arnold Reinhard, Esther Rose, Alan Roses, Madeline Blomberg Sandman, Milton Siegel, Ellen Joan Seligson, Susan Schultz, Charles Chaz Silver, Charles Boyd Tompkins, Fanny Wolberg, Pearl Levy. And if you are thinking of a loved one whose name you'd like to add, I invite you to add it to our chat at this time as we prepare together to recite these words hallowed by generations in their memory. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'v'zman kariv ve'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mivorach Le'olam V'Lalmei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei Dekudusha Barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav. Huya Aseh Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to those who are bereaved, as together we say, Amen. We turn now to our Board of Directors member, Lynn Yellen, for some Hodaot.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Lynn Yellen, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to wish everyone Hag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom. It is so great to see us coming together as a community to celebrate Sukkot and Shabbat. Mazel Tov to Ryan Beer as he becomes Bar Mitzvah tomorrow morning. We invite all of you to join us online at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. If there is anything that you need, anything at all, you can do so through the Temple's website, tboraleigh.org, or you can send me a private chat message right now. Thank you, everyone, for helping make TBO such a special place for all of us. Shabbat Shalom.
So as we move to our closing song and celebrate this beautiful evening, this Sukkot and Shabbat with our closing song, I invite you to get up and dance.
If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or place the time again. If not now, tell me when. I see sorrow, trouble in this land. I see sorrow, trouble in this land. Although there will be a struggle, we'll make the change we can. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or place and time again. If not now, tell me when.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Hag Sameach. I hope that you enjoy this beautiful holiday and stick around and share in some greetings for Sukkot with one another. And I promise I will put my etrog right up to the microphone so that you can smell how good it smells. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and good Shabbos, and have a happy Sukkot.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, yeah.
That's so good.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't matter.
Everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Lexi, I think you win the Sukkot contest.
I think I need
That's good,
lemon
isn't it?
ginger tea.
Shabbat Shalom.
Lemon
Shabbat
tea.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Jennifer.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Max.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, Barry and Kathy. Shabbat Shalom.
To the Hillary and Adam.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. That's a beautiful intro.
Shabbat Shalom, Myra.
Hi,
Shabbat Shalom,
Sharon.
Eli.
Patty.
Barry. And
Hi, Silver.
And Mark and
Thank
Sue.
you, Lexi.
Lexi.
Thanks,
Good
Ira.
to see you, sisters.
Catherine.
Candy.
Great Shabbos, everybody.
Bruce.
Shabbat shalom to one and everybody.
Yes.
All the names. Special good Shabbos to all.
The yoga was fantastic. Thank you.
Brian.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Peace in the high.
Thanks to everybody.
Hey, Shabbat shalom, Max.
Shabbat shalom. Mazel tov.
Hillary, Mazel tov, we love you.
Yes, Hillary. Since we know you so many, 25 years, is it? Wow.
No, she's only 18.
Oh, we're only 18. I'm sorry. We knew you beforehand. So thrilled for you and your parents, too.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations. The consummate sport for the whole family. Yes, you beam, you shine.
Oh, it's so wonderful to celebrate. I hope everybody comes outside, whether you have a sukkah or not, and looks up at the stars tonight and this beautiful evening. Just drink in the air.
Okay.
Ah, there's your.
And the allergies.
It's gonna be a rocket.
Shabbat shalom and good night, everyone.
Hey,
Jennifer,
Safe
you and
seats.
Nina. Lose Matthew stuff.
That's all.
Bye, everybody.
Good job, Mr.
Good night. All right, should we say goodbye?
Thank you, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Bye, Mark.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye, everyone. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, Eli.
Any good words for the night?
Wow.
Yes. We'll be back there soon.
I hope so.
I got his webcam, so he can see now and talk and everything from the TV.
Nice.
My mini site.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll get better lighting next time. A little light on the subjects.
Oh,
It was good until then.
Come on, Ira.
All right, I'm shutting your light. In a nice way.
Shalom, Eli.
Good night, everybody, and Chag Sameach.
good night.
Happy and healthy New Year to all.
And Eli.
Take care. Sleep well. And if you're drinking too much air, remember your allergies are going to get you tonight.
All right, everyone. I think I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom. And,
Okay.
Shut us down.
Shut us down.
well, we're down to the final 6, you know? So here we are.
Bye.
Zeig es end.
Bye.
Maybe I get in Europe.
Thank you.
All right, everyone.
Healthy
Have
and
a
wealthy.
great night and a great holiday, too.
Yeah.
Chag Sameach.
Hag Sameach.
Muchas Chag Sameachs.
Bye.